algebra. We're going to check out this next lesson, and it's really kind of more of a review of what we've already talked about, and just another look at the concept of our solutions, okay? So we know that, well, we'll take questions on 9-5 in class, so we know that. We know that when we're looking at a graph, let's just sketch a graph here. And for one solution, my graph hits the x-axis. For two solutions, my graph hits the x-axis twice. And for zero solution, my graph doesn't hit the x-axis. It's either above the x-axis, or quite honestly, it could be below the x-axis. It could be down here. It could be a down graph and go like that. So either of these would be zero solutions, right? So we know that. When we were looking at our quadratic formula, we also made a connection that when we have one solution, the number underneath our radical is 0. And when we have two solutions, the number underneath our radical is going to be positive. And when we have 0 solutions, the number underneath our radical is going to give us, it will be negative when we have 0 solutions, because we don't know how to solve the radical of a negative. Okay, so when we are looking at and doing our quadratic formula, what we're looking at, or what that part is called in the quadratic formula, that single part just underneath the radical, the b squared minus 4ac, that's called the discriminant. And we can use that. And as we're solving and we're doing our math, we can figure out, hey, my discriminant's 0. Oh, I only have one solution. I should only look for one answer. My discriminant was a positive number. Oh, I'm going to have 2 answers. I need to make sure I split that up. And then if I have a negative number underneath, an actual negative number that you've calculated correctly, then you're going to have 0 solutions and you can be done. And so it's more of a way to help us figure out, did we do enough math, right? And so when we're looking at our discriminant, we have a 0 underneath our radical. We have no solutions or none, right? Here we'll have 1 solution, and here we'll have 2, as we know from our graphs and from what we have been doing. And so that is what the discriminant is. So if we were going to look at some problems and just calculate the discriminant to find out how many solutions I'm going to get, not find the solutions, I could very easily do that by just doing this part and not doing the actual radical part. So if I were going to do that for number 1, well, first of all, it's not in the right order. I've got to fix this first. I need to add 3 to both sides. So I'm going to get 4x squared plus 5x plus 3 equals 0. Okay, so now I'm just going to do the part underneath the radical, the b squared minus 4ac. I just want to know how many answers I'm going to get here. And so I'm going to find that discriminant to do that. So what's my A, what's my B, what's my C? Well, my A is 4, my B is 5, and my C is 3. And so I'm just going to plug those in where they go. So 5 squared minus 4 times 3. I'm not doing anything else with the quadratic formula. I'm just figuring out, does this work? Where am I going to get to? Okay? So does it? Well, I've got 25 here. Negative 4 times 4 gives me 16. And 16 times 3 gives me 48, but it's going to be negative, so negative 48. Okay, so 25 minus 48 gives me what? I'm hoping you said negative 23 also. I don't know why it's not writing. So how many solutions do I have here? Well, I can't have a negative number under here. I can't have a negative number under here. So my answer is going to be no solution. So if I asked you how many solutions is this quadratic going to give you, you would say no solution. I didn't ask for the solutions. I simply asked how many am I going to get? And so you could very easily figure that out using this concept and going from there. So here, what's my A? This is my A. This is my B. This is my C. Okay. So I've got 11 squared minus 4 times 2 times 15. Do that math. How many solutions are you going to get if you do that? So I've got that in my square root, okay? What am I going to get for that answer? Well, figure it out. Pause the video and figure it out. Okay, you should have 121 here when you did 11 squared. Here you should have 120, negative 120. So what do I get? 121 minus 120 is the square root of 1. So my discriminant is 1. I'm going to have 2 solutions. Okay? I'm going to have a positive solution and a negative solution. Fantastic. Okay? What about the next example? Well, we'll do that one in class. It's not here. It's down here further. We'll do that one in class. What are you going to get? Okay? So, God bless. See ya.